Thank you very much. That's very good. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for inviting us. AffPapa, it's exciting. It was good to be at the first party last night, see everybody. It feels, I love this this event. It's a very cozy, friendly one. It's nice. I mean, it's described as a boutique, but I think it's more than that. It's just, it feels like a collection of friends, and it's always good to catch up with everybody. But as you can see, the first panel is pretty large. We've got plenty of people here today. Thank you so much for joining. We got 40 minutes roughly, and that will race by. So we've already talked before. It's like we can do some intros, but just keep it to a couple of sentences. That'll be good. And also, Vahe said to me, please speak slower, because I always speak very fast when I'm kind of nervous. So I will do my best to speak slowly. Good stuff. Anyway, and thank you very much for sponsoring Partner Matrix as well. So that's great news. And I'm going to leave it to you. Just give us a one-line or two-line intro to you and what you do.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all here, and happy to be a panelist in this panel. So I am Vahe, CEO of Partner Metrics. I am with Partner Metrics more than 12 years. We started the company from day one, and I was one of the founders. And I'm happy to share some of my experience here in this panel.
Great, thank you. And Dinara.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here, and thank you for coming. I'm Dinara, the CEO of Nautix Games, and for the last 3 years, I'm building an ecosystem, which is aggregator game studio and platform. And I'm going to share tools, techniques, and some tips that I had to overcome along the way. So thank you.
Very good. And Martin's next, even though I'm not describing the other way around, but yeah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Martin. I'm ex-CEO of Media24. I have a new CEO, Arturs.
Ah, well done. Good news.
It's good news. In a start, I think I will work less, but right now I think I work more. So Media24 is a sports affiliate company. We have one more company. It's BC Brothers. We're focusing on regulated markets. With Media24, we work with Corsair brands.
Okay.
And also, I'm a part of a new SaaS company, Tipsterizer. And one more thing what I'm doing, it's plastic glass.
Yeah, I remember.
Renting, washing. So for me, it was
of course,
different kind of business.
Extension, exactly.
So yeah, I'm glad to be part of this panel.
Great stuff, thank you. And Clint?
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Clint, co-founder and CEO at Everyday Digital. Been in the industry for 20 years, working on the affiliate side and operator side with the likes of Mr. Green and Kazumo. And now we basically have a boutique agency focusing on SEO services and a boutique network for Tier 1.
Very good. Jenny?
Jenny Gonzalez. I worked my way up from affiliate manager to CEO in the first 10 years of my career. Since then, I've opened 3 companies. I run a network. I'm an affiliate in different verticals, and I own an affiliate management software platform.
Very good. And then Alex, congratulations on the MBO of Referon, and exciting times. So yeah, welcome to the panel.
Thank you very much. It's my first panel, be kind. So I'm the fresh CEO of Referon. I'm 1 year in the industry. I came from absolutely different industries with high friction, automotive, aerospace and defense, field senior level positions, was GM until last week. Since last week, CEO. Nice to meet you all.
Very good, thank you. Very good. So, you know, and even though me, I was 2 years at Game Lounge before that. I worked in affiliation for many years, and I've just joined Mr. Gamble as CEO, so I'm an affiliate background. I mean, I've been a CEO. In fact, I was trying to think, I've been leading businesses for a very long time. I wasn't born a CEO, and I became one, and I'm trying to think that the transition from not a CEO to a CEO was quite a big one. You had to go from kind of a shared responsibility to a solo responsibility. It's all on your shoulders. So that's the first question is, you know, how did you make that transition from not the CEO to the CEO? Vahe.
Okay. So the main challenge is when you become a CEO, the main challenge is to be able to delegate tasks, and not even task, decision-making process to your team. This is the most difficult part for me. Yeah, yeah, for everyone.
Especially founder CEOs, because founder CEOs start with one person and they have to grow.
Yeah, when you are startup, everyone used to do everything they can, but when you like grow and it becomes impossible to to do everything by yourself, and you build a team, you hire some managers, but the problem is the team is used to come to you for some decisions, and yeah, you need to be able to avoid to like making decisions at some point and delegate this decision making to the proper person. Because if you will be involved in all these decision making processes, you can do your strategic and other stuff that you should do as a
And you will burn out.
Yeah, you do.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly.
I was talking with Jenny earlier when we were just beforehand, and you were saying that was one of your biggest issues.
It was horrendous because I worked my way up, so I knew every position in the company. And it was good, but it was bad. Because I knew when something was going wrong before it went wrong, but I couldn't touch it. So delegating and especially understanding that things will be done not the way that you would have done it, differently, same results, and just letting that go and be okay with it, it was brutal. It was
so this-
really like it took me a lot of therapy.
The skills that climb the ladder are not the skills you need to stay at the top, right? Alex, you've got a different perspective because you were a professional outside the industry, and what's it been like coming in?
So it's like, first of all, the industry is absolutely different pace, different speed, different type of decision-making process. But to answer your question, actually, I have a good example of previously I had the executive coach, and she told me, listen, it's just like to raise a kid. First of all, he crawls, then he starts walking, then he falls down. The first instinct is to help him to come up, right? But no, you have to let him fall there. Yeah, then he stands up and keep walking. So actually, it was a brilliant example. And another one was close the door, so the employees can understand that your time is valuable. And this is the way they learn. They need to decide by themselves. So I think it was a good lesson for me.
That's a really good point. I've been in situations before where you get dragged into everything because nobody wants to make the decision. They want you to make the decision. And that's a big one. Shut the door is a really good tip. Dinaro, what's your experience?
So, in the early stage of company building, it's natural to be involved in everything like recruiting, operations, and product development. For me, since I have strong product background, it was the hardest area to delegate product development because I was literally on every task in the backlog. I was following up all the sprints and prioritization as well. But at a certain point, I became a bottleneck because the decision-making process just slowed down. And the real game changer was my shifting from being a control freak to letting things go and actually empower my team and trust them. So this trust resulted in MVP delivered within 3 months, just perfectly, and me able finally to sleep at night.
Wow, fantastic. Martins.
For me, I think the biggest challenge was trust and delegate because for me, my background is SEO. In SEO, I'm 18, 19 years already. And I think this part, delegate, for me was hardest part. But when you found the correct people, then you need to trust and delegate.
Yeah, one of the things I've found is that sometimes you just have to not do anything, and not doing anything is actually the better thing than doing something.
But it's
Because
so hard.
Because otherwise, yeah, I know, because it's exciting and you get adrenaline and everything else. But sometimes it's just, in the summer, I usually just pull back and just let it happen and just see what happens. Clint, what's your experience of that?
Yeah, I think spot on there, right? So I'm naturally a problem solver. So when I see a problem, I want to fix it. And when you hire a team and you're still at the early stages, you're a startup, 3, 4, 5 people, you're craving to get in there, and that you just need to, I think Alex mentioned as well, you just need to let them fail. And I think the closed door policy to a certain degree, I think makes sense. But yeah, you just need to trust and also see what happens. And then one of the things I've tried to implement more is ask the question, what do you feel is the right way forward? Why? And get them to come up with their answers so that they feel, we were just discussing it earlier, that they have autonomy and accountability and ownership over it. Because I think if you don't have that accountability and ownership, the team members, then you're always going to be stuck in the weeds.
And you just brought up a very interesting question, which is why you coming into a business, sometimes there's so many things going on, there's so many projects, everyone's got an idea to you, and then the first question you have to ask is, well, yeah, but that's very interesting, but why? The strategic angle, because we're, like you say, we're also problem solvers and we want to sort things out, but then you think you can't do everything. And that's the next question, really, is building resilience into a business. Obviously, resilience is the most important thing. You can soar high, but then you've got to keep your position. And in our case, it's kind of really focus on what you can do well and then build out from that, as opposed to, trying to do all these new things. Because there's always millions of people coming to you every day saying, what about this? What about this? What about this? How do you manage that? I'm going to start with you, Dinara.
Yeah, so very often, startups, they launch with the mindset like, let's do the product first. And if we succeed, we're going to structure it later. But in reality, it doesn't work this way, because what can be a benefit in the beginning can cause lots of troubles and be a bottleneck later. For instance, information flows, information security, processes, responsibilities and duties within the organization, and the dependence on decision makers. So for me, structuring and building resilience is always based around 4 pillars, and it's people, product, processes, and promotion. And this is a win strategy for me, because if only strong people build a strong product. If a product is weak, actually all the promotion efforts will be just a temporary measure. But if the processes are weak, actually we cannot scale that easily, because scaling will create even more chaos. So while we have implemented this strategy and this approach in the company, we were able to build a strategy which is cascading into operational plans per each department and per each vertical. And now we have a company that is structured, but not bureaucratic one. So we still have this team spirit of startup, where people know their roles and responsibilities, but they still are aligned around the same strategy and vision, which is amazing.
Yeah, fantastic. And we've got 2 platform owners here with Alex and Vahe. How do you balance process and compliance with innovation? Because they can be very kind of antagonistic.
About
I see.
yeah, so about the innovations, right? So you always need to keep tracking the insights, the news, the innovations that coming into the industry, but you shouldn't change your strategy like when you see something new coming in. But this doesn't mean that. But every big thing started from this kind of like hype, and you always need to like take control on this. And if you think that it's growing, you need to be very flexible to change your strategy, and not vision but strategy of your company, to take these innovations and try to like execute in your product. So we should be flexible, we should keep control, but not like when you see something new, it doesn't mean you need to take it and implement in your
Yeah, just because you don't do it doesn't mean you should do it.
Yes.
Yeah. Martins, obviously you've seen lots of things in your business over the years. How do you manage? I mean, it's a high energy business, especially when you're doing acquisition. There's lots going on, SEO, PPC. Now with AI, it's so much more challenging. How are you managing that?
In SEO right now, they change a lot all the time, and our main focus is speed. We need think fast, change fast. But when team is growing, you think you can do extend people, you will make extend speed. No, you slow down, and I think this is the hardest part. We're trying with AI right now, also implementing, making faster speed, but yeah, it's still challenging for me. Still challenging.
Yeah, it's really difficult for everybody, especially affiliation, and you've got negative SEO and you've got DMCAs and everything else coming in from everywhere. It's hard to know where to go.
DMCAs is crazy right now. I don't know how much you get. We get every day.
Yeah, everyone does. Yeah.
I speak with, I don't know, remember yesterday he got like 6,000 complaints
Yeah.
for one website.
Yeah, no, I've seen it where it's been 1,400 per day. Yeah,
God.
yeah, it's crazy.
And Google doing nothing for this.
I think in the
course.
background, and in the background they will. Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I hope.
I'm going to go to Alex, just talking about this compliance versus innovation.
Well, I'm with Vahe for discipline. We cultivate kind of mindset of building an iPhone or Tesla of the affiliate platform. We have a privilege. We're small. We're innovative. I think we're the last to the pack of affiliate platforms. Yes, and thinking about like big innovation or making things differently, we still keep this discipline of compliance, of structuring, not jumping over the head, like doing things that might risk the platform because we are in a very sensitive business. So yes, it's a kind of disruptive thinking, thinking big, because we are small. For us, every jump it's a leap, and yeah, keeping the discipline of compliance along the way.
Yeah, and Jenny, I mean, again, going back to you're a real kind of active person, and how do you? I can imagine you're very focused on innovation as opposed to process. So how do you manage that?
So I've learned to fall in love with the unsexy.
The good, very good. Yeah, yeah. CEO, you have to fall in love with the unsexy. I think that's a
It
very
was
good.
hard
Well done.
and it is boring, but you understand that the more you fall in love with the boring, the more exciting your life gets.
Yeah, yeah. I
Because-
always say I like boring businesses because they're the ones that make money.
And for us, we've always been very tech heavy. As affiliates, as everything we've ever done, we wanted to be 3 steps ahead with our tech. And we jump from vertical to vertical based on like, can you dance? Like, can we tango? If you cannot give me the bare minimum that I need to make my tech work, then I'm not interested. When you catch up, we'll talk. But everything else, like I've fallen in love with like systems, processes, and everything that means tech can do all the boring stuff so that people can be people and grow the business on that side.
Yeah, I went through many years of having to really understand GDPR inside and out, left, right, and everywhere. And I was thinking, this is my kind of grinding years of that as a CEO. But anyway, you absorb it and then you have it. Yeah, Clint.
Yeah, I was probably the worst employee you could have because I used to find every loophole to get out of the processes. I used to still get the job done, but I hated processes. But then I was lucky enough while I was at Kazumo to have the ex-Spotify Agile coach working with me, who was focused on OKRs and all of this. So it gave me a framework. I don't like using the word processes. I'm still allergic to it. My business partner focuses on that. So the OKR framework, what I love about it is you have the vision, you have the goals, you break those down into chunks. And what I really liked and something I so successfully implemented at Kazumo was we provided the objective and then the team provided the key results. And then we just kind of fixed where we needed to. So that was a nice way to actually, get the team to commit to something which they feel is aligned to the objective the business has. So they are also feeling part of the vision and the long-term goals. So that's as far as my level of processes goes. But and then obviously I understand in certain areas or when you're launching a campaign, there's certain steps you need to follow. So kind of, okay, those processes we will follow. But we are still a very small team. So it's a bit different to the size of the company as well. I mean,
I guess
that's
so.
the big one.
I've gone from a bigger company to a smaller company, and you definitely see the possibility, and everyone says, yes, I can do that, and I should try this, but very easy to then build in failure into a much bigger company as you scale.
But that's where, and then we use guardrails. So using the AI terms, like, okay, this is where you can play. Because that was one thing actually we saw happening during my time at Kazumo, where suddenly we're building a rocket ship and we haven't even built the foundations to land the rocket. And it's like, whoa, we need to have the foundations in place. So I think as long as you give the guardrails
which is
to play,
boring if you want to scale a business fast. Yeah.
which we did, but I think the guardrails helped say, okay, like we can get there, and that's why the objectives and key results helped, or the OKR framework helped, right? Because it was, we provided that input to say, okay, this is where we need to start from, and then we can get there, and that's the long-term vision, but let's start here and iterate. And I'm a big fan of iterate and fail fast.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As long as you've got the security and guarantees that you can do that without
That's why the
losing your job.
guardrails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, a lot of people in larger organizations that will disappear as you get bigger and stronger, and you have a bigger salary and you've got more commitments and everything else. You're too scared to make big calls because that might cost you your career and that effectively, your livelihood. So that's interesting, and that brings me on to another sort of a more personal area, which is the loneliness of running a business. And I mean, nobody really comes out and says how lonely that journey can be. Alex and Clint, you both mentioned executive coaches, somebody to talk to in confidence. I have had one, I haven't got one now, but I always found them very useful. Just describe how it is for you leading the business, moments of loneliness. I always describe it as agony and ecstasy and then nothing in the middle. There's no middle.
Yep.
It's just like, yay. Oh, Vahe, how is it for you?
Yep. About the leadership, I usually take some advices from famous leaders, and I usually look at some interviews, and I am very happy to discover how these successful people can manage to manage these big businesses and stuff like that. I always try to find people with whom you can share your experience and get something new. And this panel is also something that you can learn from your colleagues, from the successful people. And but also besides that, I believe everyone has its own leadership style and management style, and you don't need to copy someone's style, because if something works in this company, it might not be working in the other company. It all depends on the people, on the culture, on the business type, and on the business size, and a lot of aspects. But for me, you have your style, you should keep the core of your style, but of course you can improve with talking to some other leaders and to get some advices from successful people.
Yeah, very good. Dinara.
Yeah, being the leader is always challenging, and for me, win-win strategy is just to be yourself and be authentic. Because me, especially being a CEO, female CEO in the industry, of course, I sometimes meet these stereotypes, or I'm expected to be more assertive or drive from the position of power. But it's not natural for me personally, and I lead through example from my own example. So I just show the behavior that is expected and how what is allowed and what is not allowed. So boundaries are important. Also, it's nice, to have conversations always with like-minded people, to have such panels, to be in the conferences, because this is how we are grounded and how we just realize that we are okay. So we are all the same. We have all these same problems. And we are okay.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Martin, how do you do it, and how have you done it? And also, what do you do to switch off and decompress?
First of all, when you are this lonely stage, I think it's important to understand and search for help, for advisors. Or when I was with my partner, it's different. When you have more than one owner, then you can speak with each other.
True,
but when you are alone, then it's okay to ask for advisors from industry, even outside of industry, because they have a different vision. And for me, also, it's helping sport to get out, clean my mind, and sports is helping me.
Sports, yeah.
Sport,
Any particular one?
cycling.
Yeah, good. I mean, you're on your own there, but it's a classic example of a CEO. Sailing's another one. Yeah,
But
very
it's not only cycling, it's sometimes running. It's different part of lifetime journeys. When I was running, I was swimming, I was driving with a bike, so lots of different things.
Yeah, good. Clint.
I think I never understood what loneliness meant until I became a CEO. And
And there's people out there who will go, "Oh, poor you! What a difficult step! Oh dear, oh dear." But that's half the problem. That's a problem. Yeah.
that's a problem, and I don't think it's talked about enough, right? And in fact, sometimes some people come up to me, they're like, "Oh, I'm going to start a business." I'm like, "Okay, wait. Why do you want to start a business? Like, think about it well, especially as startup. I think it's. I went into it very naively, saying, "Oh yes, I'm going to be my own boss."
90% of startups fail, right? So then, yeah.
So yeah, a lot of free time. Yeah. That is the biggest myth. So I think, like even last time when we had the prep call, it was so nice to be able to, okay, I'm not alone in this situation. So I think there's a certain comfort in that, and maybe this could be a way for us to build some form of community around that. Maybe we can, yeah, I call it the loneliness club. Yeah, I think that was the hardest thing. And there are days where you're, as you said, you know, you're on ecstasy, and there are days where you're just in a ball in a corner trying to figure out what your next move is, least costly and the least disruptive, right? So I think that was the hardest lesson learned definitely over the last 5 years.
But that's the trick. I mean, Jenny, the trick is keeping going, right? So when you do have those low moments, I've been in a crappy hotel in some random city on my own, and you know, thinking it's all going wrong. And how do you keep going? I'm sure you recognize that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it's perseverance as well.
it is.
Well, and self.
You have to have conviction.
You do. Yeah.
And for me, yes, it is my type of personality, but I love what I do.
Yeah.
Even in the day that it's all going to hell, burning, I wake up and I'm like, I love this. Like, because I'm a problem solver, I see solutions. How do we get out of this? I work great under pressure. So sometimes I get myself in a lot of trouble and then I shine. But I think you have to have a deep conviction. And if you don't love what you do, I truly believe life is too short
Yeah.
to keep doing it every single day. Like,
agree, yeah.
go become a yoga instructor. I don't care, but be happy. You could die. I'm from Venezuela, so you could die any day. So I have that whole mentality.
Yeah.
If I could die any day, I have to be happy every single day with the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, I'm definitely like that. And I'll be on a Ryanair flight at the back of the plane thinking I'm living the dream, but I have to remind myself. Alex, I mean, you mentioned that you're executive coach. Without just repeating the answers, what was it? What did you look for in your executive coach that made you select that person?
It was my first GM position. So actually, the board decided that I need some coach. I was the young one among the managers. So it's building trust with your employees, because it was also kind of a startup, growing company, growing fast. And I had this problem to run faster than my any best employee. But I would like to come back to loneliness. I think it's also interesting. I will not repeat. I agree with everyone. It's a wisdom here. We have to sell it. I learned about loneliness during the marathons. So marathon, you start with a lot of people. I think about my last one in Rotterdam, for example. And after 10 kilometers, you run alone.
Yep.
You run alone. You run through pain. You run based on your training. You have a pace. You remember your routine, your discipline. And I think manager experience is the same. So sometimes you feel extra power. You wake up in the morning, yeah, I did it, or will do it. Sometimes you have your lows and you have to control it. So marathons, for me, it was a good lesson, repetitive lesson. When I did first one, I thought it's occasionally. Second one and third one is already like a rule, consistency. So I think that the manager has to have this traits, okay? This routine, discipline, yeah, to keep yourself above the level, above the water in every difficult moment.
Yeah, very interesting. I think we've got 10 minutes.
We
Yeah.
have 10 minutes
So
left.
we can start doing questions. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions so far? If not, I've got more questions, but does anyone have anything specific to ask? Yes.
I see the big teacher, you have to have the strategy in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Like LMM coming in, day high, it's a family, regulators getting more rich. Hello.
I heard that. I can relate.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, regulators getting more regulated and black getting smarter. What do you look at to build your structure for the company to still be at the top for the next few years?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So, it's, you know, in terms of it used to be second horizon, now it's first horizon in terms of automating businesses and how you can move faster. And I mean, most of us here are fairly small in terms of the size of our company, so we've got the advantage on much bigger companies. But yeah, how are you facing the future with this kind of agentic AI LLM world? Martin, I'm going to start you.
Yeah, I think you need to learn how to move fast, really fast, and change in weeks, not in months. Strategy, because how you already told, it's changing a lot and so fast, and you need learn how to the ship change the direction really fast.
But for your employees, it's very scary because they're thinking, am I going to stay? Am I going to go? Does my job exist? Does it not exist? How do you manage that, Clint?
Yeah, so we had that issue recently because everyone is currently kind of scared with AI taking over our jobs and all of this. And I had this chat, I think with Alex, it was yesterday. I mean, there were a few beers, so it might have been someone else, but I'm quite sure it was Alex. And AI is here. It's not going anywhere. It's only moving faster. And what we have done is we have incorporated monthly educational sessions. So anyone in the team can run an educational session around whatever they're using AI for. But also allowing people to test and fail with AI. Because the reality is, at this point, at least until we get to autonomous AI, which I think we're a bit further away from that, the more people who know how to use AI for their craft, the better they're going to be and the more productive they're going to be. And I always use the same example with myself. I would say I'm quite proficient with AI nowadays in my job. But then I recently bought a place and I tried to become an interior designer. And I promise you,
Yeah.
the bathroom was there, the bedroom went there. So you need to know what you're talking about. And I think there's a lot of scare about it. Yes, it's here, it's fast. So I think to your question of planning for the future, I don't think 5-year business plan is anything I would plan right now. I would plan maybe 12 to 18 months if I'm lucky. So yeah, that's how I would go about it, and embrace AI for your discipline.
Alex.
Yeah, I also think that this conversation was together. Yeah, with you. I also think that 5 years it's too long, especially because we are in a very volatile industry.
Yeah.
High risk and regulation coming and going, changing the industry. I think that AI currently we should observe. We should learn how to manage it, okay? Because currently there is no regulation about AI, but it doesn't mean that next week it will not happen. So maybe you hear it, Trump and Xi Jinping, they met together, thinking how to control. So I think that 5 years is too long, but yes, you have to adopt a lot with new tools.
Jenny.
For us, we are planning 5 years ahead, but assuming that nothing will be the same. So everything we're developing is NCP ready, API first. I'm building, assuming that you're not going to use what I'm building. I'm just going to give you the general ballpark of all my knowledge and all my experience for you to use however you please. But we're super, super tech heavy. And I'm very good with AI for what I do. But then I see what other team members do, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's incredible every day.
I could not sleep for the next 2 years and still not get there because it's amazing. So it's that whole culture of try to break it, go, do it.
Yeah. Dinara, how's it for you? Are you
I-
AI first?
Yeah, so surprisingly, the process management system helps us a lot because when there are processes that are clearly set and defined, you can see what part of the operations could be automized with AI. And we also encourage our team members to implement new AI tools and share the lessons learned with others. For instance, if we see that somebody has brilliant idea to be implemented and to be to cascade it around, so why not? And to be honest, implementation of AI helped us a lot when we were challenged by integration speed. So we increased significantly our integration speed with AI and also managed to keep the operational expenses, I mean the headcount the same, while people started using more AI tools to make their job easier and faster, like recruitment process, for instance, which was really cool. And I'm pretty sure that in the 5 years, we're going to see a different picture. But what will remain is the foundations and and people, because a human component will never be replaced by any AI.
Yeah, I read an article. It's about curator operators, because if you can become a curator operator, then you can work in concentric circles. Vahe, with you, I mean, it's difficult if you're one of your team. It's neither accelerator or it's a replacement. You know, how can you manage your team and make them feel confident that you can accelerate rather than be replaced?
Let's look at the reality as it is, and let's be honest and say that AI will replace a lot of positions, especially like junior positions. This is like this will happen. Like, we can't do anything with this. But what I want to add here, that now we are living probably one of the most interesting transition in the world, and with AI, the execution is not a problem at all now. So everyone who has some creativity, who has some ideas, they can implement it right now. And this AI gives, like, this opportunity gives everyone to start their dream business, their dream product. So now you just need to find a problem, and that's it. If you have solution, execution is not a problem at all now. But definitely, yeah, of course, AI will not now, but in very near future, the big companies will become a little bit smaller. There will be like new companies will start it, and we are living in a very interesting period. So we are lucky to be
Okay,
to live in this period of time.
Thanks, Kirsten, for the question. I mean, we're going to come to the end of it now, but I'm going to go down the line. Is your CEO role as good as you thought it would be before you were the CEO, Alex?
It's just the second week. Let's recap in a couple of months. But yeah, so far, I think CEO must have an ownership mindset. I think I had it before, because my beginning of the career, when I had this executive coach, I started in family-owned company, so it taught me a lot from the beginning. So actually, as of now, I don't feel any change except of sleepless nights. But
More
yeah,
pressures, less sleep. Yeah. Very good. Jenny?
I've always had that entrepreneur mentality. So I always had that ownership, and like I felt like everything was my responsibility and it was in my command in any position. The thing with CEO, like after I became a CEO, the admin part, like getting involved with legal, with finances, with everything else, that part nobody prepares you for. It's super boring.
No, I do remember the first 3 months. Like, I just spent the whole time speaking to lawyers non-stop. That was all.
And you're like, I'm doing none of the fun stuff.
Clint?
I can relate to what Jenny said. So definitely always had the entrepreneurial drive and pushed forward. But outside of the loneliness, which I touched on earlier, yeah, the stuff which is exciting, you could tend to give it to someone else to work on, because you have to work on the shittier jobs. And I think Alex Hormozy says this best, where he says basically, the shittier the job, that's guaranteed that's what you're going to be working on. And
Yeah, because no one else will do it.
exactly.
Martin?
Yeah, I think it's the hardest part when you give this fun job for another ones, because I always were in the SEO, and right now you need accountings, legal. It's so boring.
Yeah, but it's important. Dinara?
Champagne problems.
Yeah. You know, although it's hard, it's also rewarding, because it's like raising a baby, a child. So you see that all your efforts bring so much impact to someone's life, and you are able to change someone's life to the best. And this is important, to create the environment where people can feel so creative and unleash their ideas.
Thank you. Vahe? Yeah.
Yeah.
What is being CEO like you
Yeah.
expected it?
Probably for me, it was even harder, because I'm coming here from tactical side. I used to be team lead and then CTO, and this transition to CEO is totally different thing. So, but I would say that this is probably the most interesting job that you can have, because like you are involved in everything. Of course, there are some boring stuff to do, but like you are not stuck in just one like sphere, right? You are dealing with everything, and it's very interesting. and every time you have new challenges. So for me,
Very
it's
good.
very
So thank you very much, team. It's been really interesting. I mean, again, it's a bit cathartic just talking to you on the stage, even though we're in front of a lot of people. But yeah, I've got to get my Ryanair flight now because I do live the dream. But thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for the good question. We'll have to end it there, but I'm sure if you have any more questions, you know where we are. LinkedIn is our friend.
Yes.
And you have our names and everything else. So we look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.